Have you ever wondered why some people seem to just get lucky all the time, while others struggle with bad luck? Their lives are filled with unfortunate events that hold them back from success. If you're among the many who believe in fate or destiny, then you probably think that everything happens for a reason. And while this is generally true, it may not be the reason you think. In fact, most people have no idea about the true reasons behind what happens to them. Have you ever heard of the law of invisible influence? This law states that beyond cause and effect, there's an invisible network of subtle energies connecting all things. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions all send out ripples into this web, which can influence outcomes far beyond our conscious awareness. But here's the catch. Most people ignore this, so they never learn to consciously send out positive ripples that can turn their luck around. So if you want to understand how to create your own good fortune, then keep watching, because today we'll be exploring the hidden forces that shape our destinies and how you can use them to manifest anything you desire. Imagine you standing at the edge of a calm pond and you drop a pebble into the water. The impact creates ripples that spread out from the point of contact and extend to the farthest reaches of the pond. Now imagine that instead of water, the ripples were composed of energy. These unseen waves travel outward, connecting everything in their path and influencing events in ways both big and small. That's the basic idea behind the law of invisible influence, but it goes much deeper than that. You see, every human action, whether physical, mental, or emotional, sends out its own unique ripple. When we speak kindly to someone, we create a ripple of warmth and positivity. When we perform an act of kindness, we send out a ripple of generosity. And when we experience negative emotions like anger or jealousy, we generate ripples of toxicity that can harm ourselves and others. These ripples don't just disappear after a few moments. They remain in the invisible web, connecting with other ripples and creating a complex tapestry of energy that surrounds us at all times. But here's the thing. Most people aren't even aware that these ripples exist, let alone how they affect our lives. We go about our days on autopilot, sending out subconscious vibes without realizing it. And since we're all connected through this invisible web, our negative ripples can affect others who are completely innocent. Take, for example, someone who grew up in a toxic household filled with yelling, manipulation, and deceit. All those negative vibes created ripples that permeated every aspect of their life. Even as an adult, they still carry the emotional baggage of their past, which can affect their relationships, career, and overall well-being. The good news is that we don't have to be at the mercy of our subconscious mind. Once we become aware of the law of invisible influence, we can start making conscious choices about the kind of ripples we send out into the world. That means no more blaming other people or circumstances for our problems. Instead, we take responsibility for our own thoughts, emotions, and actions, and the impact they have on others. It's a simple yet powerful shift in perspective that can transform our lives in unimaginable ways. Now let's dive deeper into this concept. Here are 3 points to consider. Point No. 1. Everything is interconnected. Remember that pebble we dropped into the pond? Well, the ripples from that one action affected the entire surface of the water, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. Similarly, our actions, thoughts, and emotions have a ripple effect on everything and everyone around us. For example, when we choose to be kind and helpful to a stranger, we may not see the immediate impact of our actions, but by helping someone out, we create a ripple effect that could potentially inspire them to perform their own acts of kindness, which in turn could affect countless other people. On the other hand, if we choose to be selfish or harmful to others, we create negative ripples that can poison the well of human interaction and cause pain and suffering for no reason. So remember, our choices, no matter how small, have a ripple effect that touches everything and everyone around us. And while we may not always see the immediate consequences of our actions, we can trust that the law of invisible influence will ensure that they are felt in ways both big and small. Point number 2. Like attracts like. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to attract similar types of experiences, good or bad? For example, some people always find themselves in happy, fulfilling relationships, while others struggle to maintain healthy connections. Similarly, some people enjoy financial abundance, while others constantly worry about money. What's really happening here is that each person is emitting their own unique frequency through their thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, and the universe simply responds by sending them more of the same. This is why it is so important to be mindful of the energy we put out into the world. If we want to attract positive experiences, we need to cultivate positive thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. And if we want to avoid negative experiences, we need to let go of any negativity that may be holding us back. It's not about being fake or putting on a happy face all the time. It's about becoming aware of the energy we're re-emitting and consciously choosing to focus on the positive. By doing so, we can break free from any negative patterns and start attracting the experiences we truly desire. Remember, like attracts like, so if we want to create positive change in our lives, we must first change the energy we emit. Point number 3. Energy cannot be destroyed. In physics, the law of conservation of energy tells us that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. And the same is true for our actions, thoughts, and emotions. Whatever energy we put out into the world comes back to us in one way or another. This means that if we want to experience more positive energy in our lives, we must first learn to generate and emit positive energy ourselves. This can be challenging, especially if we've spent most of our lives surrounded by negativity. But it is essential if we want to break free from the cycle of suffering and start creating the life we truly desire. Fortunately, there are many practices that can help us cultivate positive energy, such as meditation, yoga, journaling, spending time in nature, and engaging in acts of kindness and generosity. It may take time and effort, but the rewards are immeasurable. By learning to control the energy we emit, we can create a ripple effect that spreads positivity to those around us and manifests the experiences we truly desire. The law of invisible influence is a powerful concept that reminds us of the interconnectedness of all things and the importance of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By understanding and harnessing this law, we can create positive change in our lives and the lives of others. So the next time you feel tempted to complain, gossip, or spread negativity, remember the law of invisible influence and choose to be a conscious creator of positive energy. You never know whose life you might touch in a beautiful and unexpected way. Here's the thing, most people don't realize that they already possess the power to create their own good fortune. They go through life thinking that success and happiness are determined by external factors like money, fame, or other people's approval. But the truth is that these things are just illusions that can never bring lasting fulfillment. Real success and happiness come from within and can only be achieved by tapping into the law of invisible influence. You see, when we focus on the external world, we lose sight of the internal energy that truly matters. We start chasing after things that promise happiness, but end up feeling empty and unfulfilled. The solution is to turn our attention inward and cultivate a positive mindset. This means letting go of negative emotions like fear, anger, and jealousy, and replacing them with love, joy, and gratitude. It's not easy, but it is essential if we want to break free from the cycle of external dependency and achieve true success. So here is what you can do to start harnessing the power of the law of invisible influence today. Let go of negative emotions and replace them with positive ones. Practice gratitude for the blessings in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Focus on the good things in each situation rather than dwelling on the negative. Send out positive ripples by performing acts of kindness and generosity towards others. Visualize yourself achieving your goals and experiencing success. Believe in your own abilities and trust that the universe will support you on your journey. Don't be afraid to take risks and step outside of your comfort zone. Trust that the universe will guide you towards the right opportunities. Know that you are connected to everything and that your actions affect more than just yourself. Remember, you have the power to create your own destiny. And while the law of invisible influence may seem like a mysterious and complex concept, it's really just a reminder to focus on the things that truly matter. By following these steps, you can start harnessing the power of the law of invisible influence to manifest your dreams and create a life of abundance, success, and happiness.